Hello everyone, B.O.B. here, and welcome to Survive and Thrive, episode 14. And I'm starting things off today down here in this cave, the battlegrounds from the Wither fight. And as you can see, I got a good chunk of it all lit up here so we can get it all spawn-proof. I've also been gathering up all the exposed ores that was down here, and that turned out to be great because, well, I really didn't. I really didn't have a whole lot left. I was starting to run low on stuff outside of diamonds, of course, because I don't really need diamonds to get more gear. I can buy that with emeralds. But as you can see, this place is huge, just huge. Uh, Still a lot to do. As you can see, there's still some exposed ores that I haven't got to yet. Maybe, probably still a few dark spots that I haven't lit up yet. But I'll get it all done. I also managed to get in that final layer underneath the beacon, so you see we got a full 9x9 beacon, and that makes it possible to do this. Oh yeah, the auto mining. That's the way to go. Efficiency 5 with haste 2, like butter. Just like butter. Now just to put it in perspective, I want to show you how much I had for ores and things before I went and cleaned out that great big cave, and you could see I was running really, really low on iron. I mean, a couple stacks of gold, but that's not going to last very long. Yeah, of course, plenty of diamonds, but I can get all my diamond gear from villagers, and yeah, plenty of redstone. But the big thing is the iron. You know, I need a lot more iron than that, especially if I want to start building a sorting system so I can sort all this stuff out. So, well, cleaning out that giant cave, well, that helped. See, this shulker box right here contains everything I collected as far as ores while cleaning out that giant cave. And look at this. Look at all that iron. That's definitely enough to get a sorting system started. And yeah, got some more gold. Bunch of coal blocks, which you didn't see any coal in that chest upstairs. Because I've been trading it with villagers and using it to make torches. Well, now I got another stockpile. Of course, more redstone. You can never really have too much redstone. I do have more lapis in another location over by the enchanting station. And another 47 diamonds to the collection, which, I mean, again, I don't really need them for anything anymore. But I do enjoy having a great big pile of ores, because that gives me an excuse to use this thing. So I got plenty of iron to get a sorting system started. Trouble is, I don't have a place to really put a sorting system. I have no base. Oh, yeah, there's some bamboo. I have no base at all. So, I'm thinking it's about time I finally start working on that since I've been working on it since I've been talking about it since episode 2. And one little speed bump in that road is this right here. This building was supposed to be a template for how I want the base to look, sort of. And I've since changed my mind about this particular palette. Also, uh, this this building just doesn't look great. So basically, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do right now is rip this whole thing down and rebuild it again from the ground up. And the building is down. It's always a little bit discouraging to have to tear down something that you've built, but I just was not happy with that build at all, and I feel like I can make something much better out of this farm. But yeah, that's the bones of it right there. The bubble tube and the drop chute. Now just to build a respectable tower around it. So for you, it's only been a couple seconds, but for me, it has been many, many hours. But I feel like I have something I can work with at least. I do, you see, I was working in the polished andesite here. I do want to work in some more of that, so it's not so much just stone brick, kind of break up the textures a little bit. And I also still need to kind of do an interior. It's bare bones again. I even took down the enchanting station for the rebuild and haven't put it back up yet. Uh, but yeah, it'll go back up soon. I kind of want to put in some like multiple floors in this thing. I just haven't quite worked out how I'm gonna do that part just yet. Um, but yeah, I'm happier with it than I was before. Still needs some detail, a little bit of love, but I'm definitely thinking it's a it's a very big improvement. So I've gone through and added some details to the build. You see, I got some wood trap doors in there, kind of making sort of a backdrop column, just adding some color to it. I also went through and added more of this polished andesite throughout all the stone bricks, so that kind of breaks up those textures a little bit. Uh, I'm I'm pretty happy with how this is looking now. It's definitely a lot better than the original building that stood here. I've yet to do the interior. I don't know. That's gonna come about later on. I think I'm getting a little bit burnt out on this project in particular, and so I might come back to that later and put the finishing touches on. Um, but for now, I do want to start, well, at least laying out the foundation for our base, and that's of course going to be in this area over here. So my plan at the moment is to kind of start building the base around the kelp farm. Uh, Thing is, I can't really put it directly in the center of the base because, well, the kelp farm is an even number of blocks across, and I want the building itself to be an odd number of blocks. Um, so as a result, probably very little of the kelp farm itself is going to be visible. I'm going to just kind of build it all in. But it does kind of create some issues as far as spacing, and with like the other builds I have going on here, this little tunnel thing. I suppose that could be moved, but I mean, I don't want to create too much work for myself in just the preparations, because the base itself is going to be a lot of work. It's going to have very similar build style to this building over here, but it's going to be a lot bigger, and there's going to be multiple towers. So I'm going to have one main tower right here, one over there, one over there, and then I'm going to bridge them together. Um, but I guess before I do that, I did still want to add one more layer to this kelp farm, and that will make it so hopefully these smokers down here, neither one of them ever stop running. Oh, apparently we're full. Alright, so I went ahead and crafted all that up into kelp blocks, threw it back into the fuel input here, and then I went ahead and put another layer on the kelp farm. And then, as you can see, I took out all that glass in the front there, and that's because we're going to be building in this big cobblestone box. So we're not really going to see it. It's going to be in like the core of the building. So like the main floor is probably going to be up there, but I'm going to have ways to get in. I mean, I'll probably be flying in most of the time, but the side towers are going to have ground entrance, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, the main part of the base is probably going to be up higher. Uh, but I started laying out basically what is going to be the foundation, and Well, I realize I'm gonna have to move some stuff, like this cattle farm, for example. But I kind of wanted to do that anyway. I don't know. That was only supposed to be a temporary thing. I kind of want to actually like build like maybe a barn or something to keep all my livestock in, but I think that should probably come after the base. But yeah, like I was saying, I was just kind of laying out the foundation here, trying to put everything where it's going to be, and we're going to be cutting into our pond here. I really didn't want to remove the pond. I mean, I could. I could always build a new one, I suppose, but yeah, I kind of wanted to keep that in there, at least some sort of a little pond, like right in the middle of the base. I was gonna build sort of like a courtyard back in here around this one. I don't know. Maybe I could still do that. Just have to reshape everything. But I'm trying to see how much room this is all gonna take up. So I'm gonna get that out of there. And this one doesn't need to be here, but we need one here. And then from there, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to remove that torch. 8, and then 9. Take this out of here. And as you can see, I'm going for like kind of the circular shape like we have going on over there. It's just, well, it's quite a bit larger. You know, I wanted something mega. It's going to be a lot taller. The floors are going to be further apart than what you see with that tower over there. That's just kind of like a miniature version. So, I mean, it is going to look a little bit different just, you know, just from the size alone. But also, I'll probably add in different details just so that way it's not kind of the same repetitive thing over and over again. But how am I want to do this? I want to come out 3 blocks from there. And 2 there. Let's get rid of that guy. There's still coal right there. I never collected. Oh, I'm sure I'll get it at some point because I have a feeling I'm going to be ripping out most of these hillsides over here in order to build this the way I want to. And I really am cutting into a lot more of this pond than I wanted to. We should start curving back around now, so I mean, it's not going to take it all up, just kind of chopping a bit off the corner, I suppose. That's going to be 2. Three, and then if I were to chop right through that hill, it should be able to connect on the other side. So let's see if we can get a better view of this from a higher vantage point here. Oh, maybe I could just fly. Maybe I could just fly. Maybe. Yeah. So you can see a sort of foundation taking shape there. And like I said, I'm probably going to have to chop out a lot of these hillsides, which won't be too bad. I have haste 2 in this area, so I'll cut right through the rocks, and you know, the dirt digs up easily anyway, so but yeah, that's the foundation. That's where it's gonna go. I feel like I might be taking on a bit more than I'm ready for. Oh, maybe I don't want it that close to this structure. Maybe I'll make this part of the structure, so it's like going down into my basement here. I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, we might work out something with that. So there we go. I cleared a lot of the earth away from our kelp farm there, and so we got a clearer view of our foundation for the base. And to be quite honest, I'm not sure where to go from here. I mean, yeah, well, obviously I have a rough idea of what I want the base to look like, but as far as like spacing and like trying to do as little as possible to move that, because that is going to be a little bit difficult. Like moving the cows, that sure, like I kind of wanted to do that anyway, but that little tunnel there, I wanted to keep that where it's at. Um, I mean the kelp farm isn't going anywhere, and the super smelter, I really wouldn't want to have to move that, so I'd really just be moving the entrance to this anyways, but uh, I'd still rather kind of make that as part of the foundation. I, I suppose that wouldn't be too terribly difficult to do. I might have to just rework some of the wood in there, but well, I don't know. I guess the next step is to start laying in some bricks. Although I'm gonna need to bring that hill side down at least one more block to the side there, but so that way I can put blocks around the outside of the circle there. But yeah, I guess just gotta dig in and start doing it. All right, I've now beefed up the foundation a little bit with the stone bricks, and I increased the size of our nether portal here, mainly just so I could center it right in the build and kind of build it right into the wall. So that's going to be its permanent position. I also started laying in bricks here where I would want the columns to go up. That would be these bricks here. However, looking at it, I'm not so sure that's where I want them to be now. I mean, it's kind of close together. I'm thinking maybe if I could just spread them out. Let's try that. Didn't mean to cut through all of that, but okay. And then try and put them here. And yeah, here. Yeah, I'd say that looks a little better. I might even add in another column here. Yeah, I kind of like that. So there will, in fact, be more columns on this than there is on that, but because it's a bigger building, it won't seem quite as busy. And yeah, like I said, the floors are going to be kind of further apart, so that's going to kind of change the look of it quite a bit as well. Yeah, let's move these to these corners. I guess, yeah. That'll do. These are in a good spot. I'm still probably going to have to take out this hillside a little bit further. I mean, like I said, I'll be building a tower on that side as well. In fact, I'll probably build it before I build the one on that side, because building the one on that side means tearing into my hole in the wall hut, and I'm trying to hold off on that till till I absolutely have to. That's gonna, it's gonna require moving most of the stuff inside, which includes a lot of villagers, and that I'm not looking forward to at all. I'm not even looking forward to moving these cows. Speaking of that, I couldn't even put this pillar in that place because the cows were there. But that's okay, because I want it in this spot. And yeah, right here actually. Alright. I can get them in place without moving the cows. That's great. Yeah, but I mean, I'd say that's a solid start. It is going to be a lot of work. It is. I mean, I think about even just the time I spent on that building over there, and it's small compared to what this is going to be. So yeah, this might be quite a bit of work. I guess I haven't been putting those pillars in the center parts, but yeah. No, wait, where would that go? Oh, I guess it would go right here. There we go. So now we got some pillars sticking up. Got at least a build pattern started. I mean, there's still a long way to go, but hey, at least I started. And on that note, I am going to have to wrap this episode up because, oh, well, I'm running out of time. I've kind of pushed the recording process of this episode. I've drug it out over a couple of days due to being busy. And I really need to get this episode out here so I can start working on some of the other videos that I have planned. But, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button. And if you're interested in seeing more from me, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching and wish you all a wonderful day.